I recently made a video on 9 income streams that I started in the past 2 years. And since then, I've received so many comments and messages for more side hustle ideas. And so in this video, I'm going to share 10 of what I believe are the best side hustles for the year ahead. And I've categorized them into digital, service based, and creative side hustles. I've also given each idea a ranking in terms of time investment and how hard it is to earn your first $100. Plus, I'll share real life examples along the way so you can get a realistic idea of what's possible. Let's start with digital side hustles.
Before she unpacks this, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I saw this and I wanted to talk about it because something happened recently to a side hustle that came out of nowhere that I was looking for something extra to do and I didn't really know what I could do, and I was gonna go completely outside of my normal 9 to 5 job to try and find something else to generate more income. Well, one thing I don't people need to understand is relationships matter. Keeping long-term relationships for a long time with with people you've come across in your career throughout your career. Well, I received a phone call from someone I known for 20 years, and we started off our relationship was just a vendor client vendor kind of relationship. I use them, and I use their services, and we just had a good relationship. And he calls me out of the blue because of the industry that we're in, and he's like, "Hey, having this person doesn't want to pay, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do, to problem solve." And I just kind of helped them problem solve through it. And I even went the extra mile to say, "Hey, look, I'll go ahead and make the call for you, and try and resolve this matter if, without getting any legal anything involved." And I did it without pay. And that's a turn off to most people. They want to lead with money. But I think when you like I said, there's relationship there. Sometimes if you do the smallest things for no money, it may be probably one of the most lucrative things that you can do. And it may not always pay you monetarily, but you may learn something and it may build trust. So, long story short, I was able to get this issue resolved relatively quickly within the same day of receiving the call. And the person on the other end was very thankful. Said, "I'm so glad this was able to resolve. Thank you so much. Can I, and I was like, "No, it's all good." And that conversation led to, well, you already know my business. You know what we do because we've had a relationship over the years. This is an area I need help in. Would you be willing to come in and help me in this area, and we can work out like payment and stuff like that? And it was like light bulb. This relationship that I had for over 20 years actually came back to be a blessing to me because it was able to generate another area of income that, to be honest, I didn't even consider, or while I was looking for an extra income, trying to side hustle it. But my point is, I think especially right now, and doing this economy and this market, needs to tap into your network. Don't just be on LinkedIn applying for jobs. You have to actually do some cold calling, but go through your phone. There's a lot of numbers that you might have in there that may be able to use your skills and abilities to do something that they just need done that maybe they don't have the team to do, or maybe they just can't do it. And don't always look for a pay, but do a test run. Like, in my story, the my friend came to me with an issue. I was able to resolve the issue, and that was an immediate benefit for him. He's like, "Hey, look, this is something I need help with. This is something you know. Can you help me?" And sometimes that synergy you find. So I'd encourage people to go through your phone, look really hard, and just maybe you reach out to someone and say, "Hey, can I help you with something? Is there something you can, help you with? I know you're doing this business." I've mentioned multiple times, like, um, my wife just started baking, and then out of nowhere, she was like, people started liking her bread, and now she's got people, "Hey, you still make bread? Can I have bread?" Find whatever it is you're doing, and you just never know what paths. And I always tell people, before you try and go learn a new skill, tap into what you already do in your like day job and try to replicate that to make an income. Maybe you do something in accounting to where you're an accountant 9 to 5 and you know someone who owns a small business and they can't afford to pay an accountant, but you can work out a deal and say, hey, I'll work on the weekends remotely for you and you can work out that arrangement. There's all types of ways to try and get creative in this economy because I think you're going to need to. But anyway, I will get into the video. I just wanted to talk about give you guys some ideas on some different things you can do in this market because let's face it, having a job is just not enough in this economy. Like you're competing with people who have jobs, side jobs. Each person has something going on. So this is where we're at, and you just got to be willing to play ball. Unless you are one of the fortunate ones that just make a lot of money doing whatever you're doing in the daytime. If you do, God bless you. But let's get into this video, and we probably won't get to the whole thing, but maybe we'll get to the first few here, and then I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can watch it and let me know what you think.
These are perfect for you if you want to make money online without leaving your home. To do this, here are some of the strongest ways that I've found. Firstly, AI content creation services. I specifically mentioned AI because it has massively lowered the barrier to entry for creating content. It's now easier than ever for people to create high quality content for other businesses without having years of experience. There's
True.
tools like Jasper AI, Midjourney, ChatGPT that allow you to create blogs and social media posts and marketing copy and even product descriptions very, very quickly. And this is where the gap is. There's so many businesses that need content, but simply just don't have the time or the expertise to create it themselves. Small business owners in particular, they're juggling so many tasks at once. They know how important good content is for bringing in customers, but it's just not a priority when they're so busy running the business. So this is where you could come in and step in and do this for them. In terms of time intensity, I give this a 2 out of 5. Setting up and mastering AI tools might take a little bit of time at the start, but content generation after can be fast. Difficulty to earn your first $100, I give this a 3 out of 5. The key is to find your first client that you could then use to build your portfolio. And that would require outreach to start with. Number 2, an online course. Online courses are a really powerful side hustle because they leverage your existing knowledge and let you turn it into passive income. And there are so many tools and platforms that let you do it without having an audience. Even before I had a sizable audience, I had courses on Skillshare, which I was earning money from. So in terms of how to get started, firstly, I'll start by identifying a skill or an area of expertise that you feel confident about teaching, that people come to you for advice on. Secondly, I'd validate your idea by researching popular courses on popular platforms and also using surveys and having conversations with friends and family to refine your topic. And then once you finalize your idea, you need to actually create your course material. So brainstorming your curriculum, scripting your lessons, and recording your content. In terms of time investment,
I'm not a fan of that. I mean, if you want to create a course, fine, go for it. I think you really got to be, you really have to give value there in whatever it is that you're doing because you don't want to just be taking people's money and not actually giving value. And I don't know, coursework just to me, I don't know if it's that effective, but hey, you never know.
I give this 3 out of 5. Creating a high quality course could take months, but once you've done it once and set that up, it could generate passive income for you continuously. In terms of difficulty to earn your first $100, I give this a 3 out of 5. Success really depends on the demand for your topic and the marketing efforts. You don't need to have an audience. You can also run, for instance, targeted ads or create a course and put it on a platform that already has viewers coming to it, but having an audience still fast tracks this. Number 3, virtual assistant services. More and more
It's a
businesses
good
are
one.
looking for virtual assistants, and it's not just online businesses anymore, it's also physical businesses that are outsourcing. I was recently speaking to my dentist, and they told me that they have a virtual assistant handling all of their customer follow-ups completely remotely. As a virtual assistant, you take on tasks like scheduling appointments, managing emails, handling customer service, or even running social media accounts. The role is really quite flexible and allows you to tailor your services to your strengths. In terms of time needed, I give this a 3 out of 5. You'll need time to manage clients, but work can be flexible. And in terms of difficulty to earn your first $100, I give this a 2 out of 5. If you put your services on the right platform, it could be quite easy to find your first client. Number 4, digital products. Creating and selling a digital product is such a good way to earn passive income with very little upfront investment. It could be an ebook about something you're passionate about. It could be a CV template. It could be a budget tracker. There are so many ways to turn your skill into an income. A great example here is this person called Tim, who experimented with selling digital products on Etsy. And in a span of his first
I
90
saw that
days,
again.
he earned a total of around $800. It might not sound like a groundbreaking amount, but knowing that you've just earned that completely passively with location and time freedom is such a fulfilling feeling. I remember when I first sold my digital product, which was a CV template, and I was selling it for $20 or the equivalent. And when I made my first sale, I was in a car when I saw the first checkout and I thought, I just made that completely passively. I wasn't even at my desk. I wasn't even doing anything. Someone just saw my CV template and bought it. And the
Well, that's what Warren Buffett says. The key to wealth is making when you can make money in your sleep. Again, why I like real estate, but it's not one of those things that you could just jump right into. But you get what I'm saying. Um, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of her stuff is great. I think you guys should go check it out and let me know what you think in the comments. But again, really think tapping into your relationships and why relationships matter. There may be lots of side income, side hustles on your phone contacts that you just didn't even realize. Family, friends who just need help around their office or whatever. Things you can remote in and do. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I didn't want this video to get too long, but hopefully you guys are having a good day and we'll catch you in the next one.